Somebody's microphone is on. A very warm welcome to everyone present here. It gives me immense pleasure to announce that we are concluding the second edition of Asia Pacific with Pre-Moot. It had been a roller coaster ride for last 4 days, and I would like to thank you all for joining as arbitrators. And the response for this edition has been overwhelming. And to begin with, I would like to invite Mr. Samir Shah, core committee member, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Meg, and warm welcome to, yes, definitely to all of you. As Meg said, yes, it has been a very interesting journey this year, especially compared to the last edition. As things moved on after the COVID, you know, it became more difficult for us to catch hold of people now because they were busy with their lives, especially the judges. But thanks to, of course, the core committee and other people and the supporters like you all, who you know continued the support as you did last year. There were quite many backouts also from the teams, but still it was a tremendous response as compared to last year, and especially we were able to manage and continue with our theme of inclusivity, with which we started last year. We had a team member last year who had the not the physical disability, but uh, mental disability as such, and they at least could made up the initial rounds through proper trainings. And this year, we of course had our esteemed final judge to continue with the theme of inclusivity. And I think this is going to make up the mark and impact for the years to come, so far as the inclusivity part in international arbitration is concerned, which is a very important aspect. And we are fortunate enough to have a visionary with us, Professor Rajesh Sharma, to give us this theme and make this a different event than all many pre-moots which are happening across. Uh, so with that, I welcome you all for this event, and again, thank you very much for your support and requesting you to continue doing this for the further sessions or further years on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Indeed, it had been successfully concluded with the great response from all of you. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Reena Soni, member CIAB North America branch, to say a few words.
Hello. Good morning from here and good evening to all of you. This has been such a great experience. First of all, I want to thank all the participants to this Asia Pacific, second Asia Pacific with Pre-Moot. You've put in hours and hours, probably you've been at it for months. And even though some of you did not make to the finals, still your efforts are laudable. It's been a lot of hard work, and I could see the motivation and the zeal with which you have, with great poise, presented your arguments. And I say, don't give up. Just because you didn't make it to the final, just keep on moving. And want to thank the panel members for accommodating me with you, and want to thank Samir Shah for inviting me to this program. It has been quite a very enriching experience seeing this younger generation move forward with their passions. And thanks once again.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your support and for support of CIR. We are looking forward to have you in the third edition as well. Now, I would like to welcome Professor Rajesh Sharma, whose vision it was to make it inclusive, to say a few words and also to introduce our guest for finals, Mr. Nicola. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Mehak, and thank you, everybody. Once again, congratulations to all the team who have taken part in this moot competition. We know that this is the first pre-moot, and I'm sure you are taking part in many other moots. But as we said in the opening, and I'm repeating it again, and say that this moot is not just a pre-moot for us. This moot is a moot with a vision, moot with a mission, and moot with some kind of like achievement we want to achieve. What we are doing as a teacher, as a coach, as a like friends of moot, we can only say one thing to all of you, that this year when you go back, and this year and you go back and talk to your new generation and the new batch for the next year, I'm just encouraging you to be generous enough, be open enough to invite all your colleagues and students who have please invite them to join your team, and you bring them here in this moot competition to take part in that. And by taking part in this moot, I'm saying that not just as a competition, they will give you good competition, but we also want them to experience this, because many students who have left out because of the rigorous process of the moot, or because of like competitiveness of winning, and they feel that students or members of that kind of with a person with a disability may not win the championship and therefore they are excluded. We are telling you, we are suggesting you, we are encouraging you that please do not think in that way. Let them give this chance in this pre-moot to take part in that. Let them experience that. So this is our only request and only mission to let you know. And with this, I want you to introduce my colleague Nicola, who is here, and you have seen him at the like grand final. Many of you have not know about it, and he will tell you that for the reason why we have invited him to come here. He is himself has disability of blindness. He cannot see, but he will just let you know from his experience, from his life, that with lots of challenges, he is still very successful, and he has reached to so far. And he is one of the known arbitrators, a lawyer in this field, and he's also serving in the ICC task force on disability inclusion in the international commercial arbitration. So with this, I would like to thank everyone and invite Nicola to share his experience, his vision, and his dream, that what we want to do in the future. And I hope his journey, after listening to him, you will feel very inspired and motivated. With this word, I stop. And Nicola, please, the stage is yours.
Nicola, you're on mute, so yeah, all right.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
So, dear all, it is my great pleasure and a huge honor to be today with you. Many thanks, Rajesh, for inviting me and giving me this wonderful chance. This has been an enriching experience for me, comparing to my fellow arbitrators from today's final round, who are absolutely arbitration stars. I still need to introduce myself, and as Rajesh said, I will do that by sharing my educational and professional experience and which kind of discrimination I have faced on that way to the arbitration community. So my name is Nicola Nikolic. I studied law bachelor in Serbia, and when I was in the last year of my university, I got that interest in ideas of joining my Wismu team, the team from my university. Obviously, as Rajesh said, the competition is at any university very tense, and the criteria to fulfill to become a member of a Wismu team are definitely high. I went to the interview and my professor told me, look, your English is perfect, most probably the best of all the others. Your grades are also perfect, but that's actually not what is too important for us. She started then asking me questions that one might describe that as banalized question, but I'm not interpreting. I'm just conveying, I'm stating what she said. She said that, look, you're blind. Are you aware of the fact that Pre-Moot is an international competition? Then the first question is, who will guide you to Vienna, for example? The second question is, all right, you are blind and you need non-stop to have someone around you who will take care of you. For example, who will help you to get shaved? And that questions back then, I was 22 years old, that I must say totally open, that hurt me very much. And although the other professor said, all right, but let's give him at least a chance to get to the final round of students, and then if he manages to go forward and if he delivers good results, then why not to become a member of our team? But she said, no, look, that would be too complicated, and giving him a chance would be also too stressful for us. So that was my actually first encounter with some people from the arbitration community, and obviously you can imagine how discouraging that was for me. Then what I did, I started with my master's. Then in the meantime, I went to a summer school with Columbia University from New York, and at that summer school, I got to know one senior associate from a renowned Dutch law firm, and he said, look, I see how much you put effort into coming to us, at least that, because for someone who is blind, what is necessary is also to arrange how to get somewhere. And that is also important. That is point about people who see that they simply don't think about that. But for us who are blind, that is, how to say, a part, an organizational part of our trips or whatever. I went to the interview to that Dutch law firm, and they said, well, pretty nice, we can give you a chance to do an internship in our law firm. And they asked me, okay, in which department would you like to work? And then I said, being disappointed from the experience about I've just spoke at my university, I said, well, definitely something that is connected to the international law, maybe corporate, maybe M&A. And then the HR asked me there, what do you think about arbitration? And I said, well, I already thought about that. But yeah, my experience is like that simply I got an impression that arbitration world is not open to people with disabilities, and I'm not so sure whether being an intern in the arbitration department can be the best option for me. Obviously, I was back then totally wrong. I was still under that negative impression, and she said, despite that, so let's break the ice and go to the arbitration department. That's how I started with my arbitration career. Then later, I got a job again in the Netherlands in a very renowned law firm. I applied, they accepted me, said, cool, in 3 months, you can start working for us. Perfect. I sent all my documents. Since I'm a non-EU citizen, the HR department from that law firm was obviously obliged to do the whole visa process for me. I arrived there, I'm here, so let's start working. Nice, I got to know all my colleagues. In the meantime, I asked what is going on with my visa, and the HR department told me, well, we are working on that. You will be informed next week. Perfect. Next week, I got a meeting request, went to the HRs, and they told me the following. The problem is you are a non-EU citizen. We can't get papers for you. We thought we can do that, but actually it's difficult. And we cannot offer you work in our law firm. And I said, well, that's great, but I have a contract here. And they told me, yeah, perfect. You do have a contract, but in your contract it's not written that we will do the papers for you. And say, yeah, it is written. It is clearly written. And they said, no, sorry, but you didn't read that well. And I said, okay, let me go back to my office. I will then copy and paste that paragraphs and send it to you. I went down there. I talked to my colleagues. I was back then at 24 and very stressed out by that situation, I must say, because I saw it as the best chance to start my career in the field of arbitration, and saw it as like a moment that was breaking all my dreams. I went down there to my office, talked to my colleagues. I sent the paragraphs, no answer. And then I went out to for a drink with my colleagues. When I wanted to go back to the office, well, the door could not be open. What's going on? All my colleagues were passing through the door, through the security door with their cards. And I went to the reception. What is going on with my card? Sorry, sir, your card is disvalidated. So you should leave the office. Then I wanted to talk to the HR. They went there. They said, look, you are causing us troubles. You are not here legally. And we can be penalized because of that. And I said, yeah, but look, I have a contract here. I sent it to you. And they said, yeah, we know for that. But the situation is how it is. And you should be friendly and to accept that, to be thankful for the fact that we gave you the chance. And I said, yes, I am. And to understand that we are not able to give you the job. And I said, yes, but look, you invited me totally blind to come to your country, to the country where I'm for the first time. I don't speak the language, and I'm here alone without any support, without my parents, without my friends. I'm here alone fighting for my career. And they said, yeah, we are sorry to hear that, but that is how it is. Then I was totally annoyed and said, look, but if it is that, then I will sue you. Here is the contract. I forward it to you. I have legal rights to sue the law firm to pay for my damages for all this stress. It is not important how much I paid for arranging my stay in Amsterdam. It is important how much stress I'm experiencing now. And they said, look, you can sue us, but you should know that we are a renowned law firm. If you sue us, your career in the future would be totally ruined, because after that, no one will give you a recommendation, and consequently, you will never be able to get a place in the world of international arbitration. Well, I was obviously very discouraged. I was back then, as I said, 24, unexperienced, totally blind, without any support in a totally unknown country. I was back then super stressed out, and but all what I had in my mind is the following. Yeah, this is the situation that is totally unfair. Everyone who is reasonable will say that, but this situation shouldn't discourage me to give it up. So I went home. I applied for other law firms. Then I got a chance to work in Germany, where I was working 2 years as a research associate. Managed to build up arbitration network, to got to know some people, and wanted to go to a meeting that was organized by an arbitration institution. And that meeting was, primarily for people with disabilities. And when I said, okay, I would like to get some support, and they said, oh, sorry, but we are not able to offer you that support. Despite that, I managed to get to that meeting. From that meeting, I managed to get to become a member of the later of the, as Rajesh mentioned, ICC Disability Task Force Group, where I met Rajesh and got this chance to talk to you. What is, I definitely have a lot of other stories that I would gladly share with you, but in order not to make this so long and to take your time much, I would like to tell you the following. My key message to all of you, dear friends, who are now in the shoes in which I was walking 4 or 5 years ago, is never to give up. Never to give up, and to have in your mind only one. What is your final goal? To do all your best to achieve that goal. The fact that you are disabled, that you have any kind of disability, doesn't mean that you were less than any other student without disability. That doesn't mean that you are not able of delivering as good results as any of your colleagues. Obviously, you should be top student, you should do your best. Your career will be based on your extremely hard work. You will be working definitely, without any doubt, more than any of your colleagues to prove yourself, to show others that you are able to work equally as anyone else. And on that way, you will face many discrimination, unfortunately, but that is the reality. On the other hand, on that same way, you will meet many people who will give you a hand career-wise and who will say, look, I see how much you put effort and I would like to support you and to give you a chance. And in that regard, I would like to thank to all arbitrators who took the part in this pre-moot competition, because they are actually those who have upper hands to decide whether they will give a chance us to get a PhD position or get a position at a law firm. They are those who are actually able to support us, and they are there with us. That is the most important and the point that encourages all of us. And I wish you all the best for your future career. And if you have any further question, if there is anything how I can help you, you can always contact Rajesh and get my contacts. Rajesh, and to all of you, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It was an enriching experience for me and a great honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicola. You're of success which anybody can achieve, and you have shown to the world that here we should look at the mental ability. They should look at the sharpness over there in the man, not the physical ability or disability should matter in this case, because it's a different profession and everybody can be included in this profession. That's the true example, and you are the true example. So thank you again for everything. So now, Mehak, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. And your story, of course, was motivating and an eye-opener for us as to how insensitive sometimes we can become. We also had a girl in our student organizing committee who had hearing disability. And when I'm closing this, I must say it was a really great decision on my part to take her in the team. She was amazing with everything she has done. So it's important that we acknowledge and include specially able people. So in everything. Now, to move forward, I would like to invite Mr. Stephen Finizio, partner at Wilmer Hale, to say a few words, and then, of course, for what you have been waiting for, to announce the Martin Hunter Award for winning team. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to be simple and say I thought what I saw today was an extremely high standard, and it was quite encouraging for all of you who are moving forward with the Viz to see where you are now, because if this is where you are now, you're going to do great over the next weeks and months. But I also want to make clear that I think the issue always is keeping in mind what you're trying to get out of this. It's not, these might be competitions, but they're not really competitions. These are introductions to international arbitration. This is learning how to do it. And what I saw was a lot of enthusiasm and people who were learning. And so therefore, I think I want to thank the organizers for making the opportunity available to all of you, but also I want to tell everyone that you should congratulate yourselves on where you've gotten to so far, and look forward to enjoying yourself in this process now, because you've done a lot of hard work. Find the fun in this, and I wish you the best of luck going forward, because it was a tremendous start, and this is a wonderful competition, but it's not. But let's focus on what it really is, not a competition, but an experience, and enjoy this experience and enjoy the rest of the experience with the Viz this year.
Sir, you also need to make an announcement as to the best winning, as to the winning team.
I will happily do that, although I don't have the I don't have the school names. There it is. The University of Chinese Academy of Social Sciences won the finals, but let me be clear, it was an incredibly close and difficult decision that the tribunal had to make, and it was a mixed decision. So while I want to congratulate the University of Chinese Academy of Social Sciences on a really well done job, I also want to congratulate the runners-up, because it was very, very close. And again, it's not about who wins or loses. It's about getting better at this and enjoying it. So congratulations to both of the finalists. Congratulations to the winner. Congratulations to the runner-up. And we look forward to seeing you in Hong Kong or Vienna, and to see more of the same high level of argument in the next stages of this competition.
Thank you so much, sir. Congratulations to the team. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Jonathan Lim, partner Wilmer Hale, to say a few words and to announce the Best Oralist Award, which has been sponsored by Wilmer Hale.
Hello, everyone. I'm delighted to be here. As Dr. Sharma and Mr. Shah have articulated so well, this is a very special event with a focus on diversity and inclusion. Almost to prove the point, I understand we've had participants from all over, including Astana, Baghdad, Cleveland, Delhi, Moscow, Vienna, Shanghai, and too many others to name. To all the participants from all over, I do congratulate you for completing the first step, or one of the first steps of your advocacy journey. I remember what it was like to compete. I remember the nerves. I remember the thrills, the excitement, and I hope you have learned now, as I have, that advocacy is tremendous hard work, but it's also wonderfully rewarding. I hope you continue to enjoy that process, and that you have a great learning experience in the pre-moots to come and the Viz-moot itself. And so it gives me great pleasure to announce the best oralist in the competition. And that is Oguzhan Karamegroglu from the Ankara University. Congratulations. It's a very hard-fought competition, I've been told, and so this is very deserving. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much, sir, and congratulations to the best runner-up, to the best oralist. I'm so sorry. Now, to close this off and to announce the runners-up team, I would like to invite Dr. Ajay Rab, and for a vote of thanks and for the announcement.
Right. So before I get to the vote of thanks, because that ought to be at the end, I think the right protocol would be to first announce the runners-up, and that was Meg, if you could put that up, the Christ School of Law, Christ University. I'm sorry, and it's been an absolute pleasure to be associated and to organize this moot again with the core committee. But before I get to thanking people who organized this, I think I ought to thank people who made it possible. The CIR of North America, Wilmer Hale. I must especially thank Jonathan and Stephen for being so kind to sponsor the Best Oralist Award again this year. And it's one of those few things that make events like this meaningful for students who otherwise would never be able to reach a firm such as Wilmer Hale. And it's a correlation between hard work and, like Nicola and Rajesh sir said, starting off their career. One point that I think Stephen mentioned, and I'd like to say it because I say it each year, is that I never got to participate in the Pre-Moot. And that's the reason I do this every year, to make up for that time lost. And each year it makes me grow as an advocate, as a lawyer, as a counsel, because you learn so much from the way teams interpret the same facts and how each thing can be argued so differently. And I think that's the real learning of the moot. It's like Steve said, not so much about the competition and the fact that people across jurisdictions with their own cultural inclinations interpret the same facts and the same law in such different manners and present it in such different manner. I think that's the real takeaway from the moot. And if at this point you have understood what the law governing the arbitration agreement is, how it is different from Lex 4I, what do you do when faced with questions of jurisdiction, I think you're way ahead of many practitioners in arbitration today. And I think that's the real learning of the moot. And with that, I thank every single team which registered for the moot, every single arbitrator. We were very doubtful whether we can continue hosting this moot online. Yes, there were people who committed and who backed out, leaving us high and dry in the lurch. But there were also those who last minute put their egos aside, rescheduled their hearings, and made sure that your experience was not dampened in any way. So a very huge thanks to all the arbitrators. We know this was a working week. The volunteers who made this possible, I think Mehek and I have been pushing you far too much late at night, send emails, send links, call these people. Some arbitrators, volunteers landed up calling 5 or 6 times, we're sorry. But given the number of people who backed out last minute, we wanted to be sure. So I hope you will forgive us. I think Alex is not here, but I think she deserves a huge credit for what she has been able to do for all of us. It's not easy to schedule 100 teams or over 100 teams, check conflicts, check which arbitrator is coaching which team, and make sure that everything falls into place, right? So it's been an experience, a very different experience. We are glad that we could give as many people the opportunity to be participating in this moot. We hope that our mission of inclusivity has reached out, right? If Nicola's story has not inspired you, if Agrima being part of the organizing committee has not inspired you, I hope at least it has sensitized you to how we are leaving people out, right? And we may not say it with words, we may not consciously do it, but subconsciously we tend to avoid people who we could have just been tolerant with. And if we have been able to succeed in that, I think the moot is successful. We wish you the very best for Vienna and Hong Kong. And we hope to see you again next year, everybody who's been part of our journey. Again, a huge thank you. If we've got something wrong along the way, do let us know. We also want to improve as an organizing committee. Thank you so much, and I wish you a very good evening. Thank you for being here on Sunday.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, Jonathan, Reena.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Well done.
Thank you so much.